And like, I still hang on to this fact that like, I don't see the fab market as being down. I see that 5-week period where everybody was buying things at outrageous prices as being a bubble, a small bubble within the history of Flesh and Blood. Let's do it.
So look at that cough. All right, ready?
Yep.
Crack your first beer. Oh God, you're drinking that garbage again.
This is warm V8 because it's been sitting down here for 3 days.
So I have to drink V8 every day. It is the worst part of my day. I also drink the Walmart brand, I'll be honest with you. It's the Great Value V8. I call it the V9. The 9th one is bacteria.
All right, let's go.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Welcome to Metazoo be with you, America's favorite TCG podcast. I am, of course, joined by the sleepiest, V80est man in America.
What's up, everyone?
Louis DeGeorge.
How are we doing?
I am still a little under the weather, but that's okay. And Mitch has a real grown-up job, so he will come in and out as his heart pleases. But we still miss him. We still think about him. And I feel like we could hang his jersey from the Raptors, be like, he is retired until he comes back.
Like Michael Jordan or any of those other basketball players.
We're going to start off with a hot take.
I don't know that I know any other basketball players.
All right, ready for the first hot take of the week?
Sure.
Dennis Rodman is the greatest bull of all time. Don't at me.
I will not at you. I
love Dennis Rodman.
Don't know that I've ever heard the name Dennis Rodman. Is that the guy that was like playing next to Michael Jordan in what's the Tiny Toons movie?
Are you thinking of Bugs Bunny?
No. No, but remember the guy that was his like assistant?
No. Dennis Rodman would near be allowed near a kid's movie. Ever.
Oh, gotcha.
Ever. He is my favorite player of all time. Not the most kid-friendly, but an awesome dude on the inside, I hope.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about TCGs.
What? Thought we were talking about the Bulls.
I almost you tried to get me to go to a Bulls game when I was stuck in Chicago this week.
I'm glad you didn't. They lost by 35 points.
I'm glad
they got totally wrecked.
Basketball is the worst sport. All right, we're going to talk about Flesh and Blood.
Wait, what?
Basketball is the worst sport.
What's the best?
Hockey. We're going to talk about Flesh and Blood.
Put in the comments below. Hold on, boys. Put in the comments below. Hockey or basketball. We'll know who's Canadian real fast.
We're gonna talk about Gotta Get Me Some New Capenna.
What a terrible name.
Those are your ideas. We're going to do Grid is Great. We're going to talk about Sorcery, already pumping on the secondary market. And we're going to talk about Georgia's tournament and a bunch of Metazoo Minute stuff. So, yeah. I need
May
to get
7th
up here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, May 7th. I can't go. I told you this.
You weren't invited. That's fine.
My wife's
other people who weren't invited also can't go. That's fine.
All right, let's talk about Flesh and Blood. We got a lot of things to talk about.
I did homework.
Okay. We had a busy week. We had the ban and restricted announcement. We have Uprising, and I think that's everything.
That's a lot. And like you're going back to Vegas. They're hanging out with
Vegas, baby. All right, let's chat. What do you want to start with?
I want to talk about why we're not going to talk about ban and restricted announcements.
Yeah. Okay.
Flesh and Blood has banned 8 cards since banned or restricted or suspended 8 cards since Monarch, and they have produced 743 cards since Monarch, including Monarch.
Okay.
Magic the Gathering has banned 4 cards in Standard since the Monarch release, and they have printed 1,418 cards in Standard, not non-traditional sets, not Time Master and Modern Horizons 18 and all that nonsense. I'm tired of talking about banned and restricted. They're banning cards at 4 times the rate of Magic, basically, at this point. I hope it gets better. We both hope it gets better. We think it will get better, but I'm tired of being all, it needs to get better. They have to know that. If they don't, that's on them. Fair?
I think it's fair. I am. It's hard for us to talk about banned and restricted announcements because we both are very negative about it. Bans affect George and I very much the same. I quit Magic because of that's why I started playing Flesh and Blood, because they kept banning all the stuff that I played. So like it's just hard for me to try to keep a positive attitude about it.
Yeah. So we're not going to. And the only thing I will say, I'm going to end on this before we start discussing how we're not going to discuss it for too long. We both very, very, very much support them releasing this information a week early.
Yes. Yeah.
That was a very good move by LSS.
Very definitely listening to the community, and I think that was, well, they did. Like, they definitely listened to the competitive community.
Do you think they listened to my podcast with Josh, the other, a content creator, and took our ideas and ran with it?
I'm guessing Arsenal Pass has quite a bit more pull than my channel does anymore, especially in that world. So
I wasn't on your channel. I was on Josh's channel, the second best TCG channel after Jordan. Scheming Skeleton.
Sure. I think that
that's it. We're done.
I want to say a couple things. I think this is a result of them not having a big enough playtesting team. This is one of the comments has been, well, Louis, like, imagine, you're beta testing and then you release a product out to 1,000 people or thousands of people. They're going to find things that are different. And like, for me, it's like that's the job. Like, that's the, like, if we were if we were an app, you wouldn't just release your app with a bunch of issues. Anyway,
you would not release your website with only working at metazoostore.com and not going to and not having it work with www.metazoostore.com. That would be outrageous. Is that fair?
Yeah, it would. And if you did that, I wouldn't make fun of you. In your case, I would make fun of you because it's dumb. But
if I only had a friend who was good at technology, that person could
you
really help me out.
told that friend that you didn't need any help on a podcast.
You made me admit that I needed help and then didn't help me after I admitted I needed help.
100%.
Like, what a total cop out.
Our friends. All right. Anyway, so
come back.
We're done talking about it. I don't want to talk about more. It's just gonna be negative.
Okay.
Let's talk about positive.
Uprising. I'm gonna uprise on this piece.
I don't know what that means.
I don't know either. No idea.
Can you say that?
I don't know why not. Wasn't there a song like Rise Up?
I don't know. There's a
band.
Sounds
like the intro music.
Uprising Volcore looks sweet. It looks very fiery.
Like fire as in that is fire, or fire as in the element fire?
Both. It
looks
sweet. What do you? I'm curious on your thoughts on. It appears that there's 3 heroes for the draft set.
No, they would not do that to me again.
They did that for Tails.
I know. That's why I said they would not do that to me again.
Why don't you like that?
I think that makes drafting a lot more complicated.
What is it? Because if you have a healthy meta, right? Doesn't a healthy meta usually revolve around like a triumph?
It does.
So wouldn't you be trying to build a healthy meta into your draft experience?
You would.
Okay. But you draft way more than my store does.
Here is like, I said it with nothing but love. I think everybody looks great today. A 4 hero set is easier to build for draft than a 3-player set. You have to nail it if you're going to do a 3-person set. This is why people forced Briar, and they had to eventually errata in draft. Do you know how rare that is to errata something in draft?
Yeah.
Oh God, your face looks awful every time you take a sip because you're like, this is nothing but caffeinated poison.
It's also warm.
Yeah. I'm assuming you're going to leave that in from the beginning of the podcast.
No, I don't think I was gonna.
What? No, you got to.
Okay. All right. Continue.
That was great content.
Okay.
We will not be sponsored by Walmart. Target, come save us.
We got the color scheme now.
Yeah. I didn't think of that. Target. Do not sponsor us. Spend your money elsewhere. I think especially because it looks like 2 of the heroes so far might have similar needs. Right? It looks like one's going to be an illusionist ninja. Is that the rumor?
No, one's going to be a ninja. One's going to be an illusionist.
I thought it was going to be an illusionist ninja.
No. You should really start paying attention before the podcast.
Somebody told me this.
No,
Hold on.
they lied to you. We've
Look
got
at this. I got my allocation for history.
Oh yeah.
While we're here. Oh, you're right. I'm sorry. Can you edit that out?
No.
Okay, great.
You're wrong. You're just wrong. It's great.
True. I don't know. I tend to think 4 heroes is fine for a draft. I think it's actually pretty healthy.
Monarch was pretty prism heavy, but I feel like it was better in draft than it was in sealed.
Tell me you don't remember chain without telling me you don't remember chain.
Chain was horrible in sealed.
Oh, in sealed?
In limited. I'm saying the limited environment. Yeah. Prism was the kind of boogeyman in that limited environment. And then Briar obviously was was everything in
my queen.
I don't know that it makes that big of a difference. This game's weird. Flesh and Blood is weird because of the hero centricness. Like I'm not sure. Like in Magic, you have to have the balance of the color pie of 5. I think it's actually a unique and a unique ability to do different style drafts. I guess we could still see another a 4th hero, but as of right now, they haven't.
The rumor has been it could be Shiana.
Shiana, yeah,
adult Shiana. That's been the rumor.
So they haven't. That could just be one of the legendaries. So they haven't revealed a 4th class, and the theme decks. There's 2 of them, so it wouldn't make a whole lot of sense. It already doesn't make a whole lot of sense to have 3 heroes and not have a theme deck for Icelander, in my opinion. But
I don't know. Go by Everfest.
What do you mean?
They have cards forever. They'll have a lot of cards you need never.
No, I know. I'm just saying for like the theme decks. I guess I wouldn't want somebody to start playing Wizard though. So I guess I was like, hey, here's a new deck. I wouldn't be like, here's a Wizard deck. That doesn't really teach you the full.
I would only do that if Justin Graham was visiting that day.
Yeah,
I'd be like, here, you're gonna get curb stomped by Justin Graham. Ask him how he curb stomped you.
Yeah, so like I think the new set looks good. Dragons look sweet. I'm a big fan of dragons. That's why I was I think they look really cool.
Yeah.
What do you think about what do you think about the Marvel card?
The Mythics?
The Marvel. Remember the new rarity?
Oh yeah, a lot of the new M's. I can't remember any of these M's. The Marvels look good. It looks like the collector booster box full arts.
Yeah.
Which I like. There's a reason collector boxes sell for $10,000 a box. It's because people love them.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of full arts. I actually really like that Cryptic, the new game on Kickstarter. Like their entire game is full arts.
Is this going to become the new Legions? I'm not ready.
No, two completely different demographics.
I can't go through. I can't get through another Legions with you.
Why not? We're still in Legions. Like
okay, you've gone from Genesis to Legions.
I talk about TCGs. That's what I talk about. I talk about all TCGs. Yeah, the new Fab set looks good. I'm excited.
Dragons look good. The full art looks good.
I still think we get some sort of like flip card that's like a person flipping into a dragon. Maybe that's Shiana somehow. She flips into a shape-shifting dragon. I like the hot takes. I like being wrong all the time, and then at some point,
you're living your best life, King.
At some point, I'll be right, and people will be like, "Oh my gosh, Louis will be like, oh my gosh, Louis called that." And then the comment section will be like, "Yeah, but he called everything else wrong since the channel started." And I'll be like, "Yeah, but I got that one right."
Yeah, but I nailed it. They did not save the full art cold foil, did they?
I would imagine it's like just a regular foil. There's not really much to cold foil on that.
There's the dragon.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a fan of cold foiling things that aren't equipment, so I'm old school.
Old school, as in literally before Fab started. Like, what does that mean by old school?
No, like WTR.
I have a cold foil heart. Want me to show you?
That's a little different.
Yeah.
Oh, let's talk about the sales. Speaking of cold foil hearts, we had some big sales. 17K for 9.5. What do you think? Well, let's talk about the market real quick.
Welcome back from an edit.
Let's talk about the market for a
Whoa,
second.
what a novel topic. We're going to talk about this offline first, Louis.
So big stuff going on. There was just a culmination of sales this week. Probestein getting lots of stuff. You've got a bunch of alpha boxes going up. There was a heart that went up. We've got another heart that sold 295 hearts. One of them was a pop 4. It was like a 95 plus basic, 95 basic plus. So it had a 95, 2 10s, and a 9. And then
which is like the brutalest grade I've ever heard of.
Yeah, that guy is having a bad day. Anyway, it was a pop 1 of 4. It was like the top 4 pop or whatever.
I'll say it like this. I think when you get into that sphere, it gets weird. Is that better than a 9.5 quad? Is that better than like, I think it gets like weird. Yeah.
So lots of things moving around in the market. There were some Storm Striders that sold for, I think, like 1,400 on TCG Player this week.
Rainbow foil?
No, gold foil. That's the price, man. Like that's where things are balancing. So I don't know. I think it's
the market seems to have completely ignored Fab 2.0. That's been my takeaway.
I disagree.
Why?
Because it's like the market is moving with it. It's just so I think it's really
those
good.
Are the same prices they were a month ago.
Yeah. But
okay.
But
so
more
they are,
people are
not ignoring
selling.
it, and that is the exact same market as it was a month ago.
But more people are like, so the issue in Flesh and Blood has always been there's not enough cards to actually know the market price. Where people complain about the prices because things are happening backdoor or whatever. There's not enough cards selling publicly in the marketplace. So when you have a week where there's a lot of cards moving and selling, it gives the public a better understanding of the price points of all the things. When you have alpha boxes, for a month, we get 1 or 2 alpha box sales on eBay. And now all of a sudden there's been like 18 to 20 alpha box sold this month on eBay at the price point of 2,700 to 3,100. That solidifies the price point of an alpha box. Whereas before it's like, oh, what is something worth? When you have multiple heart sales, at least we know what a heart's worth now. Like,
no, we don't. And that's my point. We have no clue.
Yeah.
We don't. What's a heart worth? What's a raw heart worth today?
8 to 9, 8 to 10.
That's my gut too.
That would be a case, right? So you have the case thing, maybe called 11. You had the 9.5 that sold for 17. If you use the 2x multiplier on a 9.5, everybody criticized that 9.5, but if you use that one as a 2x multiplier, then you have 8 to 10. I don't know. I would say 8 to 12 is a alpha heart. And
what did friend of the show Fluke's 9.5 sell at a couple months ago?
21.
23, I thought. No,
it was like between 20 and I don't know. Anyway, yeah, market. I like that things are selling. Like I think that that's a win. Like when we see the price point of things, I think that's a really big win. It helps people understand where the markets are. And like I still hang on to this fact that like I don't see the fab market as being down. I see that 5-week period where everybody was buying things at outrageous prices as being a bubble, a small bubble within the history of Flesh and Blood. Like there was 5 weeks where everything went freaking nuts and an alpha heart sold for 50,000. And then like 2 weeks later was the Easter thing where the whole alpha lot sold for 21,000. And like that was the wake up period, and everybody made excuses for that wake up period. And I just don't think that blip on the radar was accurate. I don't think that those prices meant anything.
They meant something to me, Louis.
Well, yeah, you people who had the money that were buying it means something. But like, I think if you look at the market over a longer period of time and take away that section, it's just kind of a straight line, basically. I mean, like the Storm Striders at 1,400. That's what the prices were before the
boom.
Before that boom, right? Like,
well, I mean, I think the question is, do they stop at 1,400? Right? If they find a base at 1,400 and 3 months from now they're 1,700, I think we're back.
I don't think it has to go up $300 in 3 months. Like,
What do you think has to go up?
I think it just needs to stay the same for
Forever?
a long. No, but long term it will go up. Like long term, but like look at. I mean, you start comparing it to some Magic cards or some other. You know, like $1,700 for a card is a lot of money. A tunic at between $3,000 and $3,000 and $4,500. That's a lot of money for a card. For that price, you can get a piece of power, right? For a unlimited.
You can get a piece of power. That's true.
Well, like you can get an unlimited whatever gem. What are the mocks? Yeah, you can get an unlimited mocks for that price, right?
But then you have a Magic card and not a Flesh and Blood card.
I understand, but like there's a cap to these prices, and there is like the game's smaller than Magic. Okay, you just want me to pump your bags? Like,
Here's
yeah,
the only cap. To the moon, baby. To the moon.
Like, I'm just saying, like,
put on your spacesuit, boys. That's where
we got a little ridiculous in that 5-week period. If you look at the market on a wider spectrum, it's not tanked. It's not like legendaries are half the price they were before the print run announcement way back when. Like they're at the same price as when the print run announcement happened. That's my point. Okay.
I think tell me the price in 3 months, so I'll tell you where the market's heading.
I don't know what the price looks like in 3 months.
Nobody does.
I think honestly, this uprising has a lot to do with that.
Oh, sure.
Like this set has to be good.
It has to be good. It has to be balanced.
Yeah.
It has
and probably the distribution stuff needs to be figured out.
That will not happen.
Well, like it has to for this. There's not an
unlimited. Did you see Channel Fireball's new deal of basically a box full of random packs for $59?
Yeah. It includes like first edition packs too.
Right? First edition packs. They found out the way to get around map is to steal the wrapper. It's funny. I did that so I could sell it map and MSRP. They're doing it so they don't have to. Support your OGS.
Like this set needs to be needs to figure out a lot of the things.
This set needs to be the following, in my opinion. It needs to be balanced and it needs to be fun.
Yeah.
Everything else will work itself out. And I tell this, yeah. I had lunch with a great friend of mine and a great friend of the show, mainly because he's a friend of mine, Tyler. And Tyler Broughton, and a pro player, a very good pro player, kind of. He hasn't won any events at my store, but one day he'll get there. I believe in you, Tyler. And I told him, it was like, the good part about this is people have no short-term memory. If Uprising is amazing,
yeah,
they fix all these issues, nobody's going to care that the last year has been messy. Nobody will care in 2 months. Nobody. You won't be able to remind people that it was a mess a year ago. Like, if the set is good, if the set is fun, if the set is balanced, these 8 bannings and restrictions will be nothing but a memory.
Right.
That's the good news for Fab. It's like, as bad of a year as I think they've had with like kind of the balance issues, that can go away in a month.
Right. I totally agree.
And they're going back to Vegas. They're going to go see my girl, Britt. That's gonna solve everything, I think.
I don't want to talk about Vegas.
Why don't you want to talk about Vegas?
I can't go. It's like they give us a month and 3 days to organize things.
Brittany will be there.
I know, but like
Brittany will not be there. If Britney Spears still had her show, I'd be there.
Yeah. I don't know.
God, I'm aging myself. Britney's probably not even cool anymore, is she?
No, Britney's not cool. Not even a little bit cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Didn't she get a resurgence with the Free Brit Movement?
From like
old people
like you.
My favorite show when I was in law school, we saw Brit at her first opening night in New Orleans.
I might go to Vegas. I'm trying really hard. It's just, it makes it hard when you have a month to plan. This is like I don't want to get too negative, but anyway,
this is amazing. This is great content.
It's like I can't even say anything anymore, but I don't know. I think this set has the ability to bring things together. I agree. It has to be balanced. Artwork looks really, really good. I think that always excites people.
Full art looks good.
the gameplay has to be fun.
Yeah.
I think that's
and here's the good news for Flesh and Blood. Their mechanics are still the best.
Yeah.
Still the best mechanics in the game.
Yep.
Like they still like them, and I think Genesis both have like really solid mechanics.
Yeah.
Like they don't like they start off on third base. The question is, can they get home?
Right.
And we're going to find that out in a couple months.
And the market's looking for that for sure.
Absolutely.
I mean, you saw it this week where, you know, you had things that are looking decent, or like the Storm Shiders that were sitting on the market for a long time at 1,400 now sold because a lot because of the set. So like, I think there's a lot of that. So anyway, all right, let's move on.
1K. Are you wait, just we're clear. Is that your prediction that Monarch will hit 1K by the end of the year?
No. Part 2. Gotta get me some new Capenna.
Okay, you gotta say gotta get me some new
Gotta get me some Capenna.
Dude. You know how Stella got her groove back?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Magic got her magic back.
Who is Stella?
It's a movie
from like the 70s.
I think it's Stella.
Gosh, when you don't even know, it's hilarious.
I almost googled Gotti Stella.
New Capenna looks sweet. Have you seen the? Oh, we're really doing this? Nobody cares.
I'm right. Oh my God, it's from 1998. Just buy me a coffin. Just buy me a coffin. Oh my God, it's from 98.
I was 6. Yeah.
I thought it was like 2012.
Time just flies, huh, buddy? It just flies. I almost bought a Hawaiian shirt yesterday, a Pokemon Hawaiian shirt. They didn't have it in my size.
You're too fat?
I was not fat enough. They had an XL and a large. So
that's why I love the Hawaiian shirt. No matter how fat you are, they got your back.
They had a 2XL and a large. I am a extra large.
Just buy the 2X, baby. Let it be baggy and comfy.
All right, new Capenna. I want to talk about the gold gilded.
I don't care about that. My pre-release was a banger.
Yeah.
Wow. I was stacked to the freaking gills on pre-release. And I'll be honest, like, I was appalled. One of my competitors also had a good pre-release. Me and him talked on the phone that night, and he sent me a picture. We might have had a similar amount of people, and that's very rare for us, to be candid.
Wow.
Like, this set is banana pants. Totally nuts. It's a great set. People are loving it. People loved the new pre-release kits with like the weird pack for the specialization.
Oh yeah, you get a pack for the each what are they calling them?
I don't know. I don't know anything about Magic.
Each well no, they're themed for the
hero,
the houses of the Capenna. Whatever. Lore, some lore thing. I don't know.
Cards had a ton of value. Cards looked great.
I opened up a collector box, and I bet you I got right now prices of like $420 worth of cards. It's crazy.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not waving the victory flag for Magic yet. I'm not.
No,
they've done this to me before.
This takes one bad set to stop their terror.
Hot take: Commander Legends coming for you.
The spoilers. People are not stoked on the spoilers that popped up.
Really? I forget. Can we go back a couple weeks to the podcast where a really great looking man predicted this and he got chastised by an ugly man?
Yeah. Listen, I put a pre-order in for quite a bit of Commander Legends. So
you jinxed it. You cursed it. The D&D like crossover is not working.
Well, they toned the crossover down because they thought that but what they've I think found is that they shouldn't have done that. So we'll see if they address it.
Look, yeah. God, who could have said that?
Wait, can we just talk about one positive thing today on the podcast and just talk about
I'm definitely positive I was right. That makes me positive.
I did not get to play in a pre-release because I was on vacation having the flu.
And there's no stores where you were?
I had the flu. Was actually on Friday flying. So I can be there. And my store doesn't have pre-releases yet for Magic. Hopefully by the next set. Hopefully by the next set. But I did open the box and it did force me to download Magic Arena. Yeah, that's how you know that I've gone far away from my life. I've only played Magic Arena like 20 minutes in my life.
Did you really play Magic Arena?
I played like a game of Magic Arena last night. Listen, like yeah. Like I want to start playing again. Like I want to get back into the fold of it. I hate Arena because I hate the economy. Like I mean, look at me. I play TCGs so that I can buy cards. Like that's what, like I buy cards and then I'm like, oh, I should really play the games, right? Like that's like part of the experience. So like the idea of not having the ability to like buy, trade, and sell cards in Arena, like I hate that. But like I don't know, I gotta get into the actual gameplay more. So everyone keeps telling me to play Arena, and so I'm doing it.
Who told you that?
Josh.
Unfriend them. Wait, Josh from the product podcast that's worse than this?
Yeah.
Josh, what are you doing?
Listen, he made a great point. I
only pretend to hate Louis. I don't actually hate him.
He made a great point. He was like, look, like I can hang out on the couch and my wife can watch TV and I can play Magic Arena. He's like, I can't do that with any other game. I was like, that's a great point. It's a great point.
That's a terrible point.
Why?
Magic Arena sucks.
Why?
You're going to spend all your money and all your time collecting stupid gemstones.
Didn't we just have a conversation like a month ago on the podcast about how Arena is actually very cheap compared to like other entertainment things, like per hour? Didn't they put this in the Alta Vista article?
They did. Alta Vista.
Alta Fox. What's Alta Vista?
It's the old person search engine you mocked me about. It's now Yahoo.
Alta Fox.
Maybe Elon Musk will buy it. I like. Oh, Louis.
No, what? Like, so
Louis.
I'm
I've never been more disappointed. And do you know how much that says?
Well, yeah, I'll use it for content, so it'll be on the Kitchen Table TCG content card.
You can stream yourself playing Arena.
I'm not. Well, this is like the test. We'll see what the comment section gives me for this. I can't lose.
Oh my God! Comment section, help me out on this. Help me out.
I think we could have fun. People could help me not be terrible at TCGs.
You deserve to drink your warm V8 for this conversation. I want you to know.
Why? Oh, I didn't realize you were so again. Don't you have Magic Arena stations in your LGS?
No, they're not allowed to be installed. I will kick anybody out who I see playing it.
That's funny. I did a draft. I did a Kamigawa draft today. I went 0-3. Actually, I went 0-2 and then I quit.
You already played this morning?
No, not today. Last night. So, okay. The other thing I'm doing right now, now that we're into this like whole world, this has nothing to do with Magic, but I bought a VR headset.
I'm fine with that. I'm down with that.
I'm working on a video of can you play board tabletop simulator with a VR headset. It's horrible. It's like I woke up this morning with a headache because of the VR headset yesterday.
Did not have it on right?
No, I had it on right. It's just like Board Game Simulator is so terrible that like have you ever played on Board Game Simulator?
Yeah.
It's like it's so terrible that when you're like anyway, it's just not good. But yeah, those are my two things. All right, New Capenna though, it looks sweet. Market seems to be following a trend of Kamigawa before Kamigawa went to the moon, where like boxes started off and now they're
that's just every Magic release. The question is, does it like go to like $40 a box in a month, or does it go to $400 a box in a month, and there's no in between?
I will say that I don't think that there's that card. Like there's not the oh Jesus, the commander guy, what's his name? Yeah, but it's just gilded. It's not like it's not like one in every 100 packs.
That's true. That's true.
Or not one in every 100 boxes, or 1% of boxes, whatever they said. So it'll be interesting to see how the set performs without that.
I agree.
Like part of me feels like it's actually a better set, especially for like the draft experience. Like, I mean, Kamigawa was a fun experience to draft, but this one with the different houses, I think they're called houses. I think that's what they're called.
I have no idea.
I think it's actually a more engaging draft experience or sealed experience. So I think that's really cool.
My players loved it. My players totally loved it.
Yeah.
Totally, completely loved it.
I might go to one on Sunday at another store.
Why? Just play online.
Oh, can I do that?
Yeah.
Oh, perfect. I can do it from the comfort of my living room.
Yeah.
No, I much prefer going in store. But like the online allows you to practice and like actually know what you're doing to go in store. It does. Like you can't be against. You've been for this before.
I am for Wizards stealing idiots' money. I am not for you being one of those idiots.
No, like you've been for a digital client for other games.
Yes, I am.
So
I think it's good for the games. I think it's bad for the consumer.
Oh, well, like I hate Arena's economy. Absolutely. And I think
every game should have an online client.
I would never be like, hey, you should go spend your money on Arena versus
I think like
cards.
the economy of Arena is terrible for the consumer again.
Right. But like the idea that you can play the game and practice and like go to like draft 5 times because you don't have to go to an event.
That's the trick. You can get 1,000 games in.
Right. And like that's a huge win. Like we talked about that with the AltaFox article. It's like it keeps the consumer engaged in the hobby. Whereas other games, like you have to wait once a week to find an LGS that's gonna host the event and then the event doesn't fire or whatever. Like I don't know.
If your store can't fire Magic events, you need to find a new store.
Not talking about Magic, but
yeah.
I'm saying like this is why games should have online clients because it helps people stay engaged in the hobby.
Every game should have an online client.
Yeah. Agreed. All right. What else do you want to talk about? Magic.
Was there something else?
You wanted to talk about the AltaFox thing and Twitter.
Oh yeah. Let's talk about what we can learn from Elon Musk scooping up some tweets.
I bought some Twitter stock.
Before or after the pump? After.
Right. No. Right before I heard about it. It was. I haven't looked at it since.
That did better than your Hasbro stock's doing.
Great.
It's doing way better than my Disney stock is doing. Just so we're clear.
Oh, Disney's down. Should I buy back in?
No. Not financial advice. Oh, I'm getting wrecked.
Disney's down.
Wrecked.
Oh, they did some. What happened again? There was the.
DeSantis is trying to steal their cityhood, and now there's a big fight because there's a question of like, does Florida have to absorb their $2 billion in notes in order to dissolve the city? Now it's in court, and all I know is my stock is getting pummeled.
I'm
time for Elon to buy Disney and take it private.
This is very un-George like. I was at Disney this week when all this happened, and you did not blame it on me. What is wrong with our friendship?
I was
Are you mad at
dog?
Me? Are you mad at me?
Yes. Now I am. That stupid Arena.
All right. What are you saying that we can learn from Twitter takeover?
So I want to go back to the person's comment, who I think was like probably like a nice guy, who was like, "Oh, the AltaFox only owns 2.5% of the shares, so they can't really do much with Hasbro." Elon only owned 10% of Twitter, which I agree is like a meaningful difference, but like 10 is not very close to 100. It's actually a little bit less than 10%. He wasn't even the number one shareholder at the time of taking it private. Vanguard was. And I think it goes to show that like, and this is, I think, why they brought Rudy onto AltaFox is my guess. He can make a good argument for, hey, I don't care if I own 1% of the company. I know these bozos can't do what they need to do to fix the company. And that argument worked in Twitter's case. And I think that's the best. That's what I think AltaFox is doing with Hasbro. And that's the way to win. Like if they're going to win, it will not be because of a hostile takeover. It will be because of either negotiated takeover or negotiated separation or a negotiated something. They're not going to buy Hasbro, I don't think.
Interesting.
I don't think. I have no insider information about this at all. This is just one moron guessing, not financial advice. But like the way you can convince me that this gets done is like exactly like this. They have negotiations. They're like, okay, I don't want a uprising from my shareholders. We'll give in. It's negotiated.
Yeah. I think
I
think that's fair. I think it's different worlds. Like if Elon Musk was involved, like you're talking about Elon Musk, and like I think that's a lot different than AltaFox.
But Hasbro's also very different than Twitter.
That's true. That's fair.
It's not like it's like listen, if AltaFox said I demand changes from Google, from Alphabet, I'd be like, well,
yeah.
But like they're not. They're talking about Hasbro.
Alphabet just did something too. Didn't they just initiate a buyback? I know this is like stock conversation now.
They did they missed all their earnings. They did a $70 billion buyback, and they have a stock split coming up in a couple of months.
So like
and a rumored stock split coming back in a couple
is this just a reaction to the current economic market from all these companies that are having all
that's how that is the preferred way to build value for shareholders right now, is to do stock buybacks.
Right. I understand, but it seems like a lot of the big things, a lot of big things are happening. Is this a result of the economic climate of the world right now, or is this just a coincidence that all this stuff's happening? Because I think that does tie into what do we expect from these new TCGs and from Magic and Pokemon and stuff. Like,
I think everybody understands we're heading into some headwinds with the rate increases and the supply chain issues continuing.
But yeah, we didn't even talk about Magic's 11% increase.
Yeah, I mean, like, I think you're seeing companies figure out, how do I get value?
Yeah,
for my shareholders.
So let's actually talk about it. Magic released biggest earnings ever, most profitable thing like ever. But then we're like, hey, we're going to increase our prices of boxes by 11%. Are we sick of the constant, like, is it just that and I think this is what I'm learning from the world where I started off as Flesh and Blood and then added Metazoo and had a great time.
And
no, I don't make money off of those things.
And
like okay.
And Legions and sorcery.
Yep.
And what other ones am I missing? Are you into cannabis?
Are we no comment. Are we are we just in this world where like Magic is just so, because like this was the 90s, right? Like all these other new TCGs were coming up and Magic like bought them, and like
that won't like Magic has the power to completely suck the oxygen out of the room. And like if like a powerful Magic the Gathering is the biggest threat to every game we discuss on this channel.
Right. Like this is honestly, it was in Orlando that I was just taken aback, because we were in Orlando at Collecticon walking around and every single booth had Magic or Pokemon. And then a few of them had Metazoo. Maybe, I don't remember what percentage it was.
What? There was at least a third had Metazoo.
Okay.
At least a third had Metazoo.
But like, remember we talked about like a third had Metazoo, but 3/4 of the people there were there for Metazoo, right?
At least.
And then like there were like 2 booths that had Flesh and Blood. So like is Magic just such a bigger beast that they can just do things like this? And it's like it just doesn't matter.
I will share this. I don't like sharing this. This makes me a little bit sad. This is the first time since I think Arcane First Edition I've had more people at my store for Magic than Flesh and Blood this week.
Yeah.
And it's not, I don't think it has everything to do with Fab. It has something to do with Fab, but I think it has a lot to do with Magic.
So this terrifies me.
Oh, stop it. You'll be fine. You have Cryptic. You have Cryptic, Sorcery, Legions, Cannabeast. You'll be fine.
It terrifies me. Because my channel is not Magic. Like,
well, I mean, like, so let's break this down. I think Flesh and Blood.
I mean, I said this on a call with you, which is like, man, like, where are things going that like they can get away with an 11% increase, have some outcry, but like stores aren't going to drop Magic because it's so ingrained in their ecosystem. What this means is that the end consumer is going to have to change their idea of what a box is worth, right? Like now draft boxes are $120 and collector boxes are $250, and like that's just like the prices now, right?
That's the way it goes. Like, I didn't like gas to be $3.80 here. I liked it a lot more when it was $1.99 here. But guess what? I filled up my car yesterday.
I'm just baffled by how much bigger Magic is than everything else.
It's got like an 85,000. It's like older. It's as old as I am.
I'm baffled.
Why?
I'm just baffled. I don't know. I think I was so blindsided. I think I was so blindsided. Or so blind. So blind. I had such rose-colored glasses for Fab and for other games that this is like the last two sets of Magic have taken those goggles off.
Okay. Well, simmer down there, boo-boo. Let me just say this. This has happened before.
Oh, I know.
I remember after Ikoria, I probably said something very similar to how Stella got her groove back. Stella lost her groove immediately thereafter.
I don't remember Ikoria pumping that much.
Ikoria was because it was like literally in the middle of COVID.
Right.
It was a great
I was also
set.
Completely enamored by Fab. That was like Crucible War.
Ikoria was an amazing set. People loved Ikoria. They loved it.
Wasn't that a lot due to the space, the Corona card?
Yeah, I mean that helped, but like that wasn't why. It was a great set. People loved it.
Okay.
Then it was like Death.
Yeah.
And it was like, well, there goes that, and it died, and like nobody wanted that set. Now everybody wants that set, and that happens a lot.
Yeah.
Like Magic, like listen, like I remember I predicted this. I think this Commander Legend set might not be super amazing.
At least that's not a draft set though.
It's literally a draft set.
No, sorry. At least that's not like a standard rotation set.
Okay.
Like I think they can get away with like a bad jump start.
Magic can get away with anything Magic wants. Like that's what you don't get. With nothing but love. Like Magic can come out with 85 Garbo sets in a row, and the 86 will still sell well if it's a good set.
Yeah. Just because of the depth that it has
it dominates the market. Like every other game is a rounding error to Magic. Maybe with the exception of Pokemon, but like listen, it might be.
Yeah, but then the Altifox thing is like they just look at Pokemon as a advertisement for their game.
God. Yeah, I mean, like, and that's close. I mean, like, I think, like, and you can tell me a story where some of these games compete with Magic. Like, if, like, I've said this before, if Metazoo's TV show comes out as a banger, game comes out as a banger, release some good sets, like, you can convince me, like, Metazoo comes into the zeitgeist of Americana, and like, boom, we're big.
Right.
But like, listen, like, they have to have those things happen to be in that realm with Magic. Right. And like, they're not going to overtake Magic for years if they ever do.
Right.
For decades, man, probably a decade would be the quickest I could see anybody coming close.
Right.
Like that's just Magic is massive, man.
All right, let's go back to
depressed. Now you're depressed.
Let's go back. Great. Talking about new TCGs, and
this is how I felt when you told me you downloaded Arena. How's it feel?
Grid is great. Part 3. Today's we talked about Genesis last week. Genesis has a huge event coming up as well in Columbus. Are you doing an event too?
Yes, September 17th.
When's the Columbus one?
You were not invited to either of them.
I was invited to the Columbus one.
Assad, I didn't get an invite.
I'm pretty close to Columbus too.
You are not close to Columbus at
I'm
all.
a 2-hour drive from Columbus. One road.
I have no idea where you live.
One road, 2 hours.
Are you serious?
You get on 34 and you just drive, and then you pop up.
I need all of you to do me a favor if you're going to C-Bus.
Yeah.
There is a Cane's Chicken in Columbus.
Okay.
If you have not had Cane's Chicken before, you owe it to yourself. You owe it to your God to go get yourself some Cane's Chicken. Get extra sauce, no slaw. May the zoo be with you. Use coupon code May the zoo be with you for 0% off your order. They will also look at you very confused and weird.
I can't find the date.
It's at Origins, right?
Oh, is that a thing? If it's at Origins, then it's June 11th. Is Origins in Columbus?
Wow. You're really good at new TCGs. I just want to make sure you know that.
Right.
You're really, really great.
For now, it's June 11th.
Finger on the pulse of new TCGs.
Listen, I'm exhausted. There's a lot of.
You were up all night playing Stupid Arena.
I was up all night trying to get Tabletop Simulator to work on Cryptic. I was like this.
You tell me,
huh?
Were you trying to play Cryptic in VR?
Yes. I was trying to
go play Magic Arena. I take it all back. Go back to Magic Arena. I'm out.
I'm trying to do a video, which is, can you play VR in Tabletop?
I heard this
Simulator?
part. I didn't know you were trying to play Cryptic, and I thought you were trying to play Genesis in it.
It doesn't matter what I was trying to play. You can't play anything. It's impossible. The controls are absolutely horrible. It's like the most unintuitive thing in the universe. And I love my YouTube channel enough that I spent 3 hours with my stupid headset on going like this. Pick up the card. Pick up the card. Why won't you pick up the card? And then it was because I didn't have the right setting. Anyway. Yeah. So Grid is great. It's going to be a great video. It's gonna get like 100 views, but I got to buy a VR headset, so it was worth it. Why do you look so dumbfounded?
May the zoo be with you, brother.
What? It's
all right, talk me about
experience.
sorcery pumping. Tell me about sorcery pumping.
I'm not talking about pumping. I think there's a good is a cool little metric I think to look at for Kickstarters that I've been doing. Which is like the Kickstarter ends and everybody says, oh man, everybody got access to the product that wanted it. There's, they're going to print it to oblivion, blah, 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 blah. Sorcery, there's some sales happening on eBay already in the $300 to $400 range for boxes. And like, first off, I think that will come down for sure as people get their boxes. Like right now it's like pre-orders or whatever. But the point being that it shows that some people miss out on the campaign and that their continuous like advertising for it is going to pay off for like getting new customers. Like that's a good sign, especially for a game that's going to have product that goes to the LGS in a distribution fashion. It's apparent that even after the Kickstarter, more people want to get involved in the game. And so like, that's a good sign if you're an LGS that's considering, should I pick up 2 boxes or a case to have on my shelf?
Can't you not order it as an LGS for another 6 months after the Kickstarter release?
I don't know when the actual order dates are. As an LGS, you could have gotten on the Kickstarter but
it's over now, right? So now it's like,
right.
Get a time machine.
Right. I don't know when it goes to distribution. You're saying
maybe you can make one in your VR world.
You're saying it won't last the 6 months?
I don't know. Like I know I'm alone in the universe still. I know that.
This is
I
like
know
my Shiana take. This is like my Shiana flip card take.
I remember, and let me be very clear here. I am not comparing the two. I am a little bit, but only about this. I think sorcery could succeed, but like D-Spirit boxes went to the moon. And then they didn't.
Please stop.
Hold on, boo-boo.
No, stop.
Hold on, boo-boo. Hold on, boo-boo.
D-Spirit.
Hold on, boo-boo. Metazoo boxes went to the moon and then continued to go to Saturn.
Okay. And then have balanced out.
Early prices, I think, tell you almost nothing.
I agree. 100%.
About the success of a game.
100% agree. This is why I wasn't like, oh my gosh, boxes are going to the moon. Go buy $400 boxes because they're going to the moon. That's not what I said. I never said sorcery to 1K. I'm not George. What I did say.
Did I get your sorcery to 1K? Let's do it. I have 1 box of Monarch. We'll take 1 box of sorcery Kickstarter. Who's in?
I will do that all day.
Wait, what side are you on?
I want the sorcery.
But that's what I wanted.
Yeah, I'll take that deal all day.
We are not trading.
My point is that if you continue to do, they are continuing to do outreach, continuing to get
that is true.
Views
that
on
is
the
true.
game. That this is a new model for the last 6 months. I mean, like you're using Metazoo, but Metazoo I'm not even sure you can use Metazoo as like the Kickstarter model, like the Kickstarter. Like if I were a new game, I wouldn't be like, hey, I'm going to look at Metazoo's Kickstarter and be like, this is what I want to do. Like Metazoo's Kickstarter didn't perform well.
That is not my point, Boo Boo. My point is that like
you're not listening to my
early
point.
price predictions don't matter.
You're not hearing my point. My point is that we are starting to see in a new TCG world, when you are a game that pumps on Kickstarter, doesn't just end after Kickstarter ends. Like when the Kickstarter's done, it's not just like, oh, the game's done growing, this is the player base or this is the customer base. Like you have these months afterwards that you'll see this. You'll see this with Cryptic. You'll see this with what?
Oh my God, it is the new Legends.
I stared at Cryptic cards for like 3 hours last night and then went to bed. Like this is what happened.
God.
And I couldn't figure out how to get the cards to flip with the controls, so it was just the back of the card for like 3 hours.
God, I have to hear about Cryptic for the next 3 months. This will be great.
There's no other content
until there's
about
a new game comes out.
There's no other.
It's all about Cryptic, like he did Genesis and Legends.
There's no other content about Tabletop Simulator in VR, so there's nothing for me to go to reference. I am the person doing it, so it's hard. Anyway, I think that this shows that these TCGs on Kickstarter can grow their player. I mean, look at Genesis too. Like Genesis is going to do this too, and you're going to see the because of things like their event, because of things like their championship at Origins, you're going to see things scale up that are going to increase the player base. It's not just about the Kickstarter, it's about how they handle after the Kickstarter. So I think that's a huge idea. That was my point. And Sorcery is proving that with people buying boxes that missed out on the Kickstarter. Alrighty. I agree that the prices are probably not going to stay at the price that they are.
I think they'll go up and then they'll go down. The question is, do they go up and then up again?
Right.
That's just my gut. I have no clue. No clue.
I agree.
I'm not negative on Sorcery. I think everybody
That's not true.
That is true. I'm not negative on it. I just think like
you don't like it when everyone's in on something.
Everybody didn't go in. Everybody aped into this thing. They were all like, I'm mortgaging my house. Take it, Sorcery.
Yeah.
Do me right. And I guess I don't know, man. I don't know. It makes me anxious.
So I think we've got a short window for TCG Kickstarter world that's shorter than the board game was. But there's still super successful board games. Like I just got a board game in last week that I kickstarted 2 years ago. And I was like, yeah. I was like,
what game?
I don't remember. Anyway, it was like some Lucas Magnus Studios game. Anyway, I put that up on eBay and like it sold out instantly. Like we're out of the because I now don't play board games because I have a YouTube channel on TCG
and you have board game and you have Magic Arena.
I just don't have time for it anymore. And so like even after the huge boom, there's still a market for board games on Kickstarter because that world exists.
I'm not saying Sorcery is going to zero. I don't think it will.
All right, I don't know what you're saying then. Let's just move on.
I just don't think I'm not sure it's going to the moon.
I am not saying that it's going to. You're the only one who talks about things going to the moon anymore. Nothing goes to the moon anymore. Welcome to we don't have money because we don't have the government giving us checks every day. Like this is no longer free tendy season. If you haven't heard that yet, then you need to open your ear holes.
I want tendies.
There's no more tendies. Go start an arcade somewhere with your board.
I have one opening up 2 weeks.
Yeah. All right, let's move on. Metazoo minute.
May 7th.
May 7th,
Compete Sport. Go to metazoostore.com, not www.metazoostore.com. Unless Louis fixes it by then you can go to either.
My God.
But until then, just go to metazoostore.com.
It's like one button on your DNS settings too. That's what
I don't know what a DNS setting is.
I know. But also everyone, when you go to metazoostore.com, it looks like if you were a scammer what you would create a website to look like.
You made the website.
I did not.
Made the website.
False. You told me, you said, Louis, the only thing I need help with is getting the product to go to the website. So I hit the button.
I made the product. You made the website.
No.
Yes.
If you want to see a website that was made by me, go to cavdainsmarket.com. You can also
make me a website then. Fix it.
You can also go to www.cavdainsmarket.com and it will take you there. You can
go to Metazoo be with you. It's going to go to MetaZooStore.com if Louis not careful.
You can go to KitchenTableTCG.com and there's a link to my website there too. Because I know how to put together a website. George asked me and said, I don't need anything from you. All I need you to do is
that is not accurate.
All I need to do is link all I need is for the product to get onto the website and I can do the rest. That was
no. I said I can make the products. I made my product. Now it's like in fantasy fairyland that I don't know how to access.
You said all I need to do is help getting it on the website. So I got it on the website. Yeah.
You made the website.
Yeah. No. Oh my gosh.
Louis will fix it by the time this podcast airs, he said.
I did not say that.
What?
I will look into it, maybe. And so then I said, yeah, George, I can fix it for you. And then he sent me his password. I said, I can't fix it till 1 a.m. And he sent me his password and his login. And was that accurate, George?
Yeah.
No, it wasn't. The password didn't work. I got up at 1 a.m. to go do it, and your password didn't work.
I sent you the password that they have. I don't know what to tell you.
Gosh.
It will be fixed by the time this podcast airs, Louis promised.
We'll see. All right. So, what do you want to talk about from Metazoo?
May 7th, Compete Sport, 1945, Fletcher, Goose Creek, South Carolina, 29445, free event. Be there.
Love it.
We are co-sponsoring it, not with KitchenTableTCG because he will not be there. We are co-sponsoring it with the Caster Society.
Aren't we streaming it on my site? On my web?
Well, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see if his website's fixed or not. It's kind of up to you, isn't it?
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. You like apples? You like apples?
Fair enough.
How about them apples?
Cool. All right. What do you want to talk about? You want to talk
May 7th.
Let's talk about
45 Fletcher Street.
eBay boxes.
Oh, yeah. Wilderness boxes.
Yeah.
I want to know what the box topper is.
Isn't it? I think we know. Do we not know?
I think we know some, but I bet there's something super secret in there.
Yeah. That's
my gut. Mike likes his secrets.
I think so. I have two thoughts on this. They're contrasting thoughts. The main thought is this is a really great marketing strategy. Like, it's a really great marketing strategy to have a partner like eBay. Did you read I'm sure you did. Yeah. Did you read the article, the eBay article? Yeah. I mean, like, having the CEO of, having the person in charge of the trading card section of eBay, like, basically being like, Metazoo's fantastic, it's been great for eBay, is huge. Like, I think that's a really big win for Metazoo, and I think that will help. I think the eBay thing as a whole will help Metazoo reach more people.
Yeah. Mike is taking a long approach to Metazoo. He is saying, I will, like, adding more wilderness into the wild hurts box prices, right? Supply and demand. But he is saying, I'm going to hurt short-term prices in order to build long-term demand and bring boxes to where customers are. More customers will go to ebay.com than metazoostore.com, where you can't use www. For now. So, like, Mike is the same thing with Walmart and Target and GameStop. He believes in putting products where customers are, and I think that's like a very good long-term vision.
I agree. I think that my concern for it is it was still pretty close to Wilderness release for stores, like that.
I agree.
Like, and I think it's almost too close for. I almost would have rather seen like a you know, he said that he's going to do the Nightfall, not going to do second edition booster boxes for stuff. Like something like this for the maybe this is part of the plan. Like I hope the next one isn't UFO the week of UFO release or 2 weeks after UFO release. I hope it's like, hey, Nightfall, we're gonna have an eBay box that's exclusive for Nightfall, and it's gonna basically be Nightfall second edition. That's like not a booster box. That's this different eBay thing. Like I think that kind of thing is really good. Putting a different product that's not the LGS product, I think would be a much better look to help support those LGSs that still have plenty of product that is kind of sitting around. So that's just my thought.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just think, man, there's just so many products.
Mike likes his products. Mike likes his product. Well, like, and again, like we've said this 1,000 times, but like here's Mike's problem. You know who bought the eBay box?
Right, everybody.
Me.
Right.
Me. I bought the eBay box. You know who bought who had to go buy a Revolve box in the secondary market because he wasn't at his computer in time it dropped? Me. Yeah. You know who bought fan art packs? Me. Like Mike, like if Mike,
the fan art packs are fantastic. That's like, fan art packs is the perfect product.
Yeah, like if Mike is like, I'm selling my baby pictures on eBay, like, yeah, I'm bidding, Mike. How'd you know that's what I wanted? I mean, like, Mike has his problem where, like, there are people, like, Metazoo is super divisive because you love it or hate it. Nobody's neutral. Right. And so, like, the problem is those who really love it are like, I'll buy everything. I'm going to absolutely buy the golden bar that Mike releases. I know this about myself. Like that is the problem Mike has, is that like there is a not insignificant amount of people who will buy everything.
Right.
And I think it's on Mike to kind of limit that down.
Yeah, I think there's
booster box prices.
I think there's a line of like wanting people to want more though. And like I think the blister packs are a perfect scenario where like you do this blister pack, it's a low cost item for people that you put out that is, and the other thing, the magic cast boxes, low cost item for people that isn't competing with the release of, we talked about release week already, but that isn't competing with the same product. I'm a big fan of those products. I'm not a big fan of, hey, this is basically a wilderness booster box with a box topper. The price was more than, you know, per pack. It's like $5 per pack, but you got a box topper. But like, I'm a fan of the smaller products that leave people wanting more, as opposed to the things that are more like booster boxes.
I'm a fan of all the products. Continue. I want everything.
Yeah.
I want a house wrap of cryptids.
I want LGS like standees and stuff.
Yes.
I told Mike, I was like, you should have a like your LGSs at your whatever should have, you can only get the cryptid that's from your area. So like it happens to work for me. I can get Mothman.
No. I want Squonk. I want Squonk.
Well, you like, what's your Goose Creek one? The red.
We have Uncle Sam. We have the most patriotic.
So you could have it like, you would be the only person that could get the Uncle Sam.
No, I want Squonk.
I think that would be really cool.
Squonk.
Well, where's Squonk from?
I don't know. He is from my heart.
Yeah. Anyway, cool. What else? What
exchange printers for the poker cards.
Oh yeah. Listen, everyone's so this is like the love-hate thing of this. I am in one group chat and everybody was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe it. He changed everything. This is unbelievable. This is the worst scenario in the world. And then I was in another chat that was like, yeah, poker players like this new, I have another chat and the guy was like, I'm connected to some like professional poker players and they much prefer this new poker card than USCC.
Well, I mean, like, so I have a few thoughts on it.
Yeah.
Listen, I think like calling it a collab and then and using a different printer is a little bit dodgy. But like, listen, Mike's biggest attribute and biggest vice is the same thing. He wants stuff printed fast.
Yeah.
Like people are like, when will he go to Carta Monday? I'm like, never. Like, I will be stunned if he uses Carta Monday for one reason. He can get cards printed quickly and pretty good, frankly. Like the wilderness cards are a big improvement.
Yep.
Like he can get cards printed well and quickly in China. You can't do that at Carta Monday.
Yep.
Mike wants product on time in people's hands. That's why he added all these new distributors, because the other distributor didn't ship product on time, which I must say, Louis, I'm very confused by, because I heard from the geniuses on Discord that new card games can't add new distributors. So I was very confused when I found out a game that's been around half as long could actually add new distributors. I was very confused by this, Louis.
There's a lot of history there. Do you want to get into the history of that? I don't want to get into the history.
But I just want to say it's amazing that you can add new distributors if you care enough to do so.
If you didn't burn bridges. Like,
yeah. If you were a business person, you can add new distributors.
Yeah. Anyway. I don't know. I agree with your statement that like
Mike wants product in people's hands. And like I think it like, and this like there is one trait I think that unites all really good CEOs. And like all special CEOs. You can be a good CEO without this, but you can't be a special CEO without this.
Mm-hmm.
It is this like passion for the customer.
Right.
Mike has that. You can hate Mike. You can be like, oh, he's a bad person. He said something bad about my sister's aunt's brother's cousin one time. He's a you say whatever the hell you want about him. He has a passionate and laser-like focus for his customers.
Yeah.
And that is why he will if USPCC can't get their nonsense on time, he will find somebody who will.
So I think one of the things that I agree with you. I think one of the things I'm learning about Metazoo and about the partnerships is that oftentimes the partnerships don't go the way that Mike thought that they would. There's been a lot of clumping issues because partners don't take the time to distribute it correctly. There's been there's been a lot of that stuff, and a lot of it falls back on the partners. And I think this is like Mike's going to figure out what partners to continue to work with or how to interact with those. And that's part of the learning experience for building a company that is connected so much to the partners. Now, like the USPCC,
whatever. They know what we're talking about.
Yeah. Like that.
I'm a professional flesh and blood player, not a professional poker player. Continue.
That was one of the ones where it's like, hey, this is the partnership. And we did the entire Kickstarter around this partnership. I think maybe Mike has learned a lesson that next time we do a huge thing like this, it's not going to be the partnership that we highlight. It's going to be the playing cards that we highlight. And then it's not as big of a deal when a switch like that happens. Like, honestly, I was like, I don't really care about USPCC. Like that's not why I Kickstarted it. Honestly, I only Kickstarted because I wanted the poker chips. Like that's what I wanted.
I would have added them on for you. So I'm gonna add one caveat to that.
You could only add one on, so I had 5 different Kickstarters.
Get him, Mike. Ban him. Kick him out of the content creator program. Do it, Mike. I somewhat agree with you. Here is like the caveat to this. Mike does not like to be taken advantage of.
Right.
Like he has publicly beefed before with our favorite game store.
Yeah.
Channel Fireball. Because he felt they were not treating the product with respect.
Yeah. And they continue.
They still aren't. They're still at $135 for basically everything in Wilderness. Like the entire print run of Wilderness is $135 on Channel Fireball. But like Mike publicly said, I'm looking at this and we'll take it into consideration in the next contract negotiation.
If you are a new game and you willingly work with that company, I think that you're just like at this point, and I'm not saying this is about like we are now learning this in the last couple months, right? I'm not saying this about
you're an idiot.
You are now just cash grab. Like if you want to work, like you don't care about your product, you're just cash grab. You just do it because you like they have completely ruined
Yeah. So, but my point of this is that like Mike will like relationships with Metazoo have to benefit Metazoo. They will not be walked on. They will not be trampled on, which is good. Yep. Which is good. You shouldn't be in partnerships in which you just constantly lose. Well, that's not a partnership. That's abuse.
And in this case with the playing card thing, it's like I'd much rather have him pivot to a different company than us not get the cards for 6 months.
Yeah,
like, I much rather that. I think it goes back to somebody lied at some point. Like somebody lied to Mike about the timelines and the ability to get things done, and like that's the way that it is. So all I know is I'm no longer a fan of USPCC, but that I was also not a fan of USPCC because I didn't really even know they existed. So, and I don't really think that people care that much about where their maybe some like high, I don't know. You want to talk about some NFTs? You always like to bring them up.
May 7th, Compete Sport, 1945 Fletcher Street. Continue.
Today was the day for the full coin set. I think it's going to get delayed a little bit, but the full coin set gets if you own a full coin set, which one of us on the podcast does, the other one doesn't really believe in Metazoo. You get a sample card.
That is a hot take. That, I'll be honest, that is the hottest take.
There's only 50 people in the world that care about the game. No, I'm just joking. I like bashing you. You can't not let me bash you.
It hurts.
Why don't you have a full coin collection?
You know what? I like NFTs and me have a very weird relationship. The only Metazoo thing I don't have is an NFT box.
Oh man, that's silly.
I don't get it. I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't fully get the NFT boxes either, but I buy them. The full coin, you didn't get the full coin collection. So 50 people get a sample card, a foil sample card from Mike's sample collection.
What do you think you're gonna get?
I assume it's gonna be the Mothman.
If you get a squonk, so help me God, it will burn your house down.
I assume it's gonna be the Mothman. Like,
he does not have 50 Mothmen.
Right, but I'm sure he has one
for you.
One for me.
Like, if you give him the Mothman, I have also a sample Mothman. If we both have sample Mothman, mine feels less special.
We can have them in the background of our video, though.
No.
Yes.
I will sell mine if you get one.
How about if I get a squonk, I'll trade you for Mothman.
Oh, would I do that?
You would do that for your friend.
I love Squonk. I love Squonk.
And I love Mothman.
Squonk is the best.
It's perfect. Yeah, so that's cool. And then there's all sorts of like the PFPs are coming out.
Yes.
Lots of stuff. I think
Spectral made the Zuby with you ones, maybe.
And Genesis.
He has not said that. Yes, I'm just begging. I can make that clear.
There's the Genesis NFT burn. So it's gonna be interesting. I think if you are on the side.
When do you think that's gonna happen? The new Genesis NFTs.
It seems to be relatively soon. It'd be nice.
All right, Mike. Here's all I'll tell you. Yeah. There is one Discord in particular that has a lot of hopes on this.
I think it's gotten spread out quite a bit.
That's true. You all have paper handed. I have not sold any.
To be fair, I've sold a few just to buy coins. To be fair, I think it's been a long time since we've gotten the actual utility of the Genesis, so I understand some of the paper handing. It's not really paper handing either. Listen, the amount of profit that people have made off of those is insane, so I wouldn't call it paper handing. I don't like it when people criticize people for selling things, George. It aggravates me, so please don't bring that onto the podcast.
Okay,
jerk.
Paper hands. Continue.
All right, anything else we want to talk about, Metazoo? 250K tournament is a couple weeks. No pumping any tournaments but mine.
They
have to go to your tournament to qualify.
Okay, that's fine then.
Your tournament's not. How much money are you giving away?
I'm giving. Winner gets a first edition booster box.
Okay.
It's a free event, might I add. It's a free event. All this is coming from me.
Okay. That's it. Okay.
No. Winner gets a first edition booster box. Second place gets a Nightfall booster box. Spaces 2 through 8. No, spaces 3 through 8 get a free first edition theme deck.
It's on the website. Oh wait, never mind. Just MetaZooStore.com.
It is also not on the. It's also not on the not on the website. The bottom 4 get a box of something. I have. Want me to pull it up?
No, I don't.
There's free pizza.
You can
free release event deck if you come to learn how to play.
You can qualify for the 250K by playing in your sanctioned event with the Metazoologist, and that's the win.
And when is my event?
Oh, I don't know. May 7th.
Where is it?
We're Goose Creek, South Carolina.
Bingo.
We're gonna get May the 7th be with you t-shirts for May the Zoo be with you for the record. Everybody loved that comment. That was like classic May the Zoo be with you content. It was great. All right, are we done?
We've been done.
Cool. All right, everyone. Thank you for watching, listening, and digesting the May the Zoo be with you this week. Make sure you hit subscribe and the like button, and make sure you go to MetaZooStore.com, not www.MetaZooStore.com, to sign up for George's event. Remember to be kind to the people around you, and may the zoo be with you.
Also with you, Dr. Louie.